can't. I know you can't have that, man. He wants to play with my hibiscus tea. We're gonna see if anybody else coming in. If not, we're gonna build on this. I got a lot of good videos, stuff that I'm recording. I was gonna upload to my other channel. I'll probably upload it here, and hopefully, this channel's gonna be about the same, but it's gonna be a little different. When I started out with this channel, it was just to see the dynamics, the TRU community and stuff. And what I noticed that there was, we'll get into that. I'm throwing out some bison to make some bison, celery pulp, and beet with the bison burgers for the fiber contact, really. You're gonna like this. Right here, by your foot. See right there. They like the green. You're so skittish. Like, what's going on? Somebody been in here, bro? Good, right? You like that? Even though I put it in the fridge, I always hit it with wine and close it. No, you got that. Play with that and eat that. It's like you started chewing on it. You like that? That's my boy. Get it, Papa. Get it, Papa. Woo! I made hibiscus because I made all hibiscus I got from Tolo. I made all tinctures, so they're all tinctures, and it's good, but only an emergency. So I'm going to talk about a few things, okay? Let's turn it down and get started, because it's not like I might get the 1,000 people within the next week. I don't know. Friday I'm heading out. I've got a 4.5 hour drive, pick somebody up, and then we'll be over there with Tomahawk, Rondo, and Westside. And we're gonna have a nice, decent time, get together, and it'd be lovely to be able to do a live over there. Now, I'm gonna send a couple of messages to these individuals because they're wrong, and a lot of people who I've shared this information with in the same post with the same title, they're like, when I told them what happened, they were like, what? I was like, yeah, but I says, you know what? We're in a time. We're in their time. They're involving us in their time of their perversions. And we have nothing to do with it, but they're including us as if it's okay. Now, I would guarantee you if the Pope was sitting right in front of you, I wouldn't care if he sleeve stacked up and whatever, so he doesn't get his taken, snatched out. He'd tell them, leave them alone. But see, these individuals are, and that's what they need, is control chaos. They need these individuals to believe in their lie. And that's how fluidly dumb they are. I don't have nothing nice to say about them, but I'm not going to say anything too extravagant as far as on that level of, I'm not in competition with the idiots. I'll let this steep for 2 more minutes. This is really good tea, y'all. You can drink this every day. I would prefer even twice a day. I would prefer probably drink it twice a day, every few days. If your blood pressure goes up, your bioflavonoids, your anti-inflammatory, you have some inflammation going and stuff like that, and you don't know how to rub, sit there for like 5 to 10 minutes rubbing that spot and concentrating on the healing, and everything is about the pain, and you don't know how to elevate yourself, I would advise you, go ahead and get some of this. Do your turmeric, ginger, lemon, and black pepper shot in the morning, warm, not boiling hot. Get you some cayenne and some, like if you're gonna eat meat or fish, right? Stay away from the chicken. But if you're gonna eat meat or fish, go ahead and smother it first with olive or coconut oil. Olive oil, extra virgin, cold press. Same thing with the coconut. And smother it with black pepper, cloves, curry, extra little, about tablespoon of turmeric, and some what do you call it? It's called star spice. Or it's in the 5 spice, the Japanese 5 spice. I forget the actual name, but cover that meat in that and let it sit in room temperature. Let it amalgamate with the fat and everything else, because meat starts breaking down in room temperature, 72, and allow it to sit there for an hour and absorb in there. Then let's check it out. Hit it with a little vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and let it, let it get all up in there, because the meat will soak that up in. And alcohol and apple cider vinegar will start cooking the meat. All right. Now I'm saying this as a chef. I'm not saying, and also as a medicine individual. I hate I detest the word medicine man and all that. If you want to say shaman, fine. But once you do that, don't roll it in foil, roll it in parchment paper, ends up, put a band around it or string it and leave it in that parchment paper. And when it comes time, plop it in the oven at 375, I would say 325 to 375, and slow cook it. In its juices in the parchment paper with a pan, or if you got a ceramic dish, allow it to cook like that. And you will have a phenomenal piece of fish or meat, if that's what you want to eat. And then you could do this also with vegetables. So anyway, I want to go ahead and get this tea bag out of here. This is a hemp tea bag, no glue. I forget how it's pressed together. I watched it on YouTube, so it doesn't have it's not bleached. It doesn't have any chemical dyes or sprays on the tea bag. And that's why I really, really like this. And the Japanese tea I have is the same thing. I'm just breaking it in, allowing people to come over. I know some people are going to be bored and everything like that, and hopefully that turns on their notification. And other ones have checked, but I haven't been on this channel for a long time. And I'm patient. But what I'm going to do is address a few things. And it may seem like I'm in my emotions or feelings, and I'm not. I'm going to put out some things that are facts. And it may be a remedy for a cause, slightly. Not an answer. But to some of you might find it as an answer. We'll see, all right? And this is perfect. I want to show you, this is what the tea bag looks like. About another minute and we'll pull it out. This is what the tea bag looks like. Check it out. That's hemp. These are hemp. There's 3 of them. And I 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. It's up to you the strength you want to do it at. And I like it because I got 100, but I've got 5 of these. I don't know what's going to happen next week or the week after. I stack up on things. Just like my chocolate. This AM when I went and picked up my mail, right? Another book. Anyway, and thank you for those who donate. I've got about 6 new books. I've shared 2 of them with y'all. The other ones I'm not going to share it yet. And they're right there in front of me. There's a stack about 15 and 16 books. A bunch of books over there, under the Timberlands, up top. Downstairs, I'm going to get into that. I need a bookshelf, actually. And the tote is in the living room. And there's 3 totes I actually have, like, books on the bottom. And then of some stuff. And then the other ones is stacked with them. But this is the chocolate, and there's 2 other ones. There's an organic one I have that's in the fridge. There's 3 of them I have of those because they're kind of expensive, like $25, like 95 cocoa. No alkali. Not that stuff that messes you up. Dark chocolate. Now, I have some with raspberry, and I have some with caramel. I love real caramel. I do. I'm not big on chocolate. Sweet. I don't hardly get no sugar in my diet at all. That's why right now I weighed myself this AM, right? I was at 200. It looked like 201, but I had my drawers and my tank top on because I put my shorts on, went outside and did the little in the sand thing and the breathe and the forced cough. You know what I'm saying? All I did was go out there, step my face in the direction, forced cough, and a deep breathe, for 30 seconds, and that was enough. No ritualistic stuff, just very basic, very simple, cut and dry. Came in, clean because the soil was wet. Okay? But the thing is to make that electric connection to which they're doing their best to cut off. And I just felt great. All right, let's go ahead and get this tea bag out. So you're talking about excellent tea, y'all. Now you can, if you like honey, if you want some kind of sweetness, you can add some sugar. Cinnamon stick is the best. Cinnamon stick is also good for your blood pressure. For those of you with the high blood pressure, and if you're worrying about your spiking, your blood sugar spiking, this is also good for that. For those, if you have that issue. I don't want to bust the bag. Hibiscus is edible, okay? It is edible, people. So if the bag was to bust and it was going there, I'd drink it. It wouldn't matter. But it's so hot. I mean, it's boiling hot. And y'all know I like to take cold showers, so. All right. And we're good to go. Just want to have my tea, right? Let me see. Oh, man, that's effervescent. So check this out. We have this thing still ongoing. And you know what bothers me? I support and will back anybody about anything, okay? If they're wrong or right, I'll look at it. I'll weigh what's the opposition, why, the outcome, and all that. This thing with China Mac is better than what people think it is, because here it is. And I tell you about sleeper cells. And as a veteran, I'm telling you they're real. Now, there's a whole bunch of them here. But China Mac is playing a part. I noticed in a lot of his videos, he still hangs with brothers, AD. Like, he ain't nobody to me. I don't care about AD. He can go suck at, still playing that gangster role. And with Adam 22, he can go suck. Adam 22 can drop dead and I wouldn't lose no sleep. The platform, he's utilizing Negroes who are dumb. And that's what they do. That's what the small hat community does. All right. And is Adam 22, whatever his name is. One of them, he explained, he says he isn't, but I can guarantee you he is, whether Greek or whatever, he is one. I guarantee you. And he wouldn't have the platform and do what he does and mitigate it based upon the terms, even though people believe it's something good. Because it started off from music, which was crap, the music that the people was interviewing. That was how he built this platform in Cali. And it went into this garbage to what you see now these days with the idiots talking to the women who are I call them simps, queen simps. Not to be derogatory, but you need to be called with how you're acting and carrying yourself. And there are people who actually walk around and believe that. Look at Coily Ray, my person I grew up with, Sistrong. Bazino, that's his cousin. We all grew up in the same area. Coily Ray's not no female. I don't care what anybody say, but see, there are some Negroes, because they're not as straight as people, and more power to them if they want to be out the closet or if they want to be in the closet. But I prefer them to be out. But because you can't hide a lie. Corey Ray's hands are like mine. Ain't no woman's hands like this. A woman's hand, I can't even do that. Is that way. Corey Ray from birth, like thousands of other so-called young women, were not born natural men who had the whole procedure done, because you need to understand the deeper inner workings of that system. Somebody hit me up saying, "What's that little skinny girl dancing and flapping the booty around?" I says, "Pay it no mind." See, when they're at this young age and gene manipulation and all that to make a deal with the devil, and that's what we're going to say. Because you see what happened with Zeno every time he went off the reservation. Where's he at now? What is he doing right now? Have you even heard anything from him? No, you put him in the limelight right before Corey Ray goes out and explodes. Why? She could sacrifice her father. People don't want to accept this. And what kind of sacrifice is it? It was not the sacrifice that you think. It's something different. And I want you to hear this out. I grew up around all that. I could have been caught up in that easily. I was in Nightmare on Elm Street, 2 of them, B Street, and a few other, and commercials. The thing is, that is not who I was. I had too much clarity about the abuse that I went through, child abuse. I don't even want to know why. I've subjected people to idea of why I dealt with that child abuse. And we're talking about, we didn't have help. There was no help for us. Today, there's not no real help for child abuse. Maybe for 1 or 2 individuals, but for thousands, there's not. It's a system that's built on degradation. It is all Luciferian. The problem that I have is there are so many melanated brothers and sisters who are all inclusive to this stuff. And some people will say, well, what do you mean, brothers and sisters? Well, they are. You might want to call them this, that, and listen to people saying they're parts fleet stack or whatever. No, all people are so accepting. And if you nurture them, what was I teaching on the other channel? If you nurture a person in a way that is benign of reality, what you're going to get? What's the outcome? You're going to get what you're going to get. So this China Mad Cat, I don't care about him growing up in New York with around a bunch of brothers. So what? So what does that mean? And then you got these Negroes walking around talking real gamey, and they sound emotional. They sound like little girls in the sandbox who you want to go and you want to kick dirt in the other guy's face to try and date. That's how they sound. And they sounded like something wrong with them. Where the manhood at? And then they walk out all that gold in their mouth, and they got tattoos all on their face, looking like they was copying 6ix9ine. The idiots that they are. 6ix9ine was a hand job. And nobody even paid attention to him. All these idiots following Lil Wayne and all them other people. And Lil Wayne told you don't do what he do. But see, people hear that broken music and they hear that 808 and they think it's something. And they're being literally controlled. You know, fiddler on the roof, fiddler in the hood. And here come the little rats. And being given direction. And they don't have no clue as to who is in control. But if you take the frequency and the harmonies and you void them from the reality of balance, that's the destruction of the male and the female and the so-called black or aboriginal or indigenous community worldwide. And if you break that, what do? You can manipulate and pull the strings by just giving something they didn't have, a little something, and promising some that have nothing, something. And I mean, this is what's being done. That's the reason why I was reading, and I'm still going to read it. But I want to get this clear. I need more people to come over here before I start reading. You can still donate. I'm going to have the books. And they're talking about 90-day suspension. I can't wait to shoot this little information to them. I got in touch with my attorney down in Phoenix, who loves going after these platforms, who actually was hard on Twitter. And so I guess they put their little Baphomet Satanist Elon Musk in there to take over. And here you still see that Elon Musk is part of that, giving out dribbles of information to quiet the storm. No, she was on them. And certain governors and them started looking at her like, who is this? Well, she says, because I shared the information with her, she says, oh, really? Oh, they really? She says, do you know? I says, I have pictures, names, and everything of about 3/4 of the staff that works for YouTube. She's like, you'd be surprised. I'm not surprised. And she says, well, Mr. Red, I watched some of your channels and you know what's going on. I was like, of course. So there's nothing true. there's nothing of truth going on with them, because I just watched 4 videos just to go and see with violence, and the same video I put up on there doing a duet with, you know, and they made the comment because there's nothing good about it, and they struck it and removed it as if it was something bad when it's alluding to what I believe in. I don't believe in all that violence. I don't have to be violent. See, violence is for the fearful. I'll take care of the business that needs to be taken care of. That's why I can't wait until everything happens that needs to happen. Because there'll be those who you'll come across, and they'll be sitting there like this. No, you could have done the right thing then. And it's not even going to be on that, I forgive you. It's none of that. None. See, everything that's inverted is going to be changed over, and it's going to be a reversal, and it's going to be a grand reversal on a scale that even the enemy's going to sit there going, we had everything, it's the we haves. And now they become the have-nots. And they don't get it. They have their little worms running around underground and everywhere. And they believe they control it all. The reality is they've been allowed to. This is definitely not no religious dogma. And this is the problem that's consistent and has been for a time. The thing is, they really believe certain individuals or things believe everyone has forgotten. So with China Mac, him wanting to shoot the fade, I was getting ready to shoot him a message. DM says, yo, brother, come on over to Arizona. I'll shoot the fade with you. We're getting a ring down in New Mexico. A friend of mine, a native brother, a couple of Mexican brothers of mine, and we'll shoot the fade right there. Let you guys pick the choice of your gloves, or we can go bare knuckle. I'm a bare knuckle cat. You know what I'm saying? And we can do no rules. And a ring. Because y'all know I'm like a gruff man. I mean, a gruff Mac. I'm not, because I boxed for all them years and all that training, Dukas, dewdrops, and all that martial arts stuff. I'm Street Fighter, like up into the res until I had to knock the one guy out not too long ago because I thought I was done knocking people out. I have no problem. Get it to cracking. I was going to offer him that. I said, but Charlie White, I'm going to do it for him. But because I think something other than you, because of what you've been doing. I look at Mika Worldwide, you want to shut him down, talking about he was a pedophile. And I remember when that happened in Dominican Republic and the brother wanted money from Mika. And he made up these lies. So the police went and got him, and they created all this stuff. And China Mac, instead of doing deep research, ran along, not knowing the true story, to which even the brother came back later and says, I was angry, blah, blah, blah. It was on YouTube. It still might be there. Now, if he's a pedophile, then he needs to be dealt with. But there's a whole system of people in certain positions and everywhere else that are pedos. They're pushing for it. You see the same institution that's pushing for kids to watch these men run around and drag, shaking their booties and thing hanging around in these long socks like they're some stripper, and as if it's all right. And ain't nobody, you don't see China Mac at any one of those events, whether it be Texas, LA, New York, or nothing. You don't see him saying nothing about that. In the so-called black community with a lot of dead things called black. That's what that means. That's what it means for you want to call yourself black. You don't see him over there saying, yo, here goes $1 million to this school for these children to get them out so they can be homeschooled. How you doing with your electric bill? No, what it's going to do on Mac Eats. Everybody's doing the eat thing. It's about views. It's about content. Going to certain places and why. This, that, and seeing certain Asians and mixed brothers and sisters. There never was no hate. But then you got these people coming from so-called mainland China. I hate calling it China, but they come from here, this new breed of individuals, they're not the original people of the land. And he's running on that. And to me, it's a bunch of cowardness. But think that you're going to come at some brother who talks. He's got and you got Charleston, who does what he does. And he doesn't get the anger that is really with Charleston. When he says a nigga nation, he means a nigga nation. And see, this little hoplite boy don't get it. See, I remember I had to slide this little Chinese cat, thinking he was slick, talking real fast to me. All right, I just came back from Apex. I was walking with my Puerto Rican cousin, Danny Ferraro, and he's ex-Marine. It's my cousin, blood cousin, y'all. And he says he's Puerto Rican. He's just Spanish, and mixed. And I hate that word mixed, but he's our family. And he went into the store, and I was standing outside, and this cat walks up to me, and he's talking all like he's from Brooklyn, like, and I'm looking at this little Chinese kid, like. Now, mind you, I just got through after I left Apex, a little hour and a half of Krav Maga on the roof. I've been studying for like 7 years. And he ain't hiding nothing. He's really being slick. This is in, Queens, a little Chinatown over there. It's a little small area. I slid this kid up under it's a little van-like bus, whatever you want. I slid him from the curb up under there. 2 hits. Bop, bop. I mean, literally. From where I was standing by the store, his halfway up under it. They thought it was a gunshot in the store when I hit him so hard. Let me tell you something, cuz. China Mac, anytime you want to shoot a fade with a real one, see, Charleston Wayne probably 145. Now I don't think he's not capable of fighting. But if you want to sit there talking about your people, I'll protect my people no matter what they do, because you protecting a lot of vile crap too, a lot of BS. So check this out. Jim Red Wolf, as my great grandmother named me, home in the Shoba of the Wolf Clan, straight out of Jersey, New York, 4th Ward, born of nothing but a solid country boy. I will gladly, and Shark Tank, if you want to take it to the ground, Greco style and Roman wrestling, and do a little mix, we can get that into. I don't mind doing some Kimura, some leg locks, choking the mug out. I'm 56. I'm not punch drunk though. See, that's the difference. A lot of y'all don't know that. Come meet me. My time won't be in vain. My time over there training in Penny, Pennsylvania with Muhammad Ali. Look, won't be in vain, cuz. See, I don't like to see these problems, but you can definitely come and get this work. And all you little fake ass tough guys, I used to love jacking you cats over in Soundview, man. Walking around with all that. See, that's the problem. See, that's the problem with a lot of jokers, man. They get to talking a certain way, not knowing that some of us are part of this land, and we take this stuff in a way that you can never imagine. So we have this distasteful there's no word for it. We're tired of intrusiveness, cuz. We're tired of it, cuz. See, I relax, man. I'm always relaxed. And then your first thing come out your mouths, we ain't got guns, but all you little goofy punk niggas behind you will sitting there talking about, we got gas and we'll get you, we'll catch you slipping. No, y'all don't know what it's like to move. Yeah, I'm post-retired military. Y'all don't know what it's like to move in the shadows. That's some old corny stuff that I seen. When I was in Queens dating this girl, right? All right. Her pops was working on 50 Cent's home that Tyson used before 50 Cent moved into it. All right, may he rest. Cancer, you know what I'm saying? I'm Slim Pop. Anyway, kid, Red, cool kid. Set up by some girls, man. Guy come from a corner, shot him in the head without him even knowing. See, that's not moving in the shadows. That's some pussy stuff. That's what a lot of niggas in New York are known for, some pussy stuff. You don't know how to walk up to a cat straight up and see. Even in Brazil, them punk niggas are doing that. Riding up on a bike, nobody paying attention, and jumping off, shooting or taking everything. That's what the cowards in the world do. I can show you a cat that'll walk right up to you and tell you to take everything off. And I guarantee you, if you don't, he'll have some people remove it from you while you sleep. In your face. He even let you, he said, yo, go ahead, just get a little taste, man, drip a little blood. Because you're going to have to do this, because what's about to happen, you're going to get it all up. And I'm talking about down to your socks. And if he was bent the other way, he'd run up in your rooter. Hassan Campbell, nothing but a chump. When I was breakdancing to Roxy's, that's all Van Bada was doing with them little boys, having a good time, slob job, whatever. And he liked it. We all knew it. I wasn't down with Zulu, but I was running with something. We heard this. Man, come on. When we fighting with the Broadbusters, I used to help. I remember all that. See, y'all cats be talking all that real fly stuff, man. Because y'all caught up in this little material world, this fraudulent fake world, and you ain't helping our brothers and sisters do nothing, man. You giving them view time. That's like these small hats and everybody else do. I don't see nothing really going on. Don't give me that, oh, I'm paying these cats for security. Yeah, 6ix9ine had a whole bunch of them too until he ran McGruff on them, and then they had to go ahead and deal with him. And then some of that was the act too. So you know what you do? You need to pipe down. You need to rectify this. Niggas in Texas, it don't matter about the goofballs that feel some way. Just like Arizona. We all over the place, cuz. Utah, everywhere. I chat with them. Even some Pelicans over here like, yo, who this Chinese kid? They like what they hear because they tired of seeing niggas do dumb shit. So boy, you better be careful how you moving. Now this is a small little channel right here. 90 might get up to 100 a day, but I guarantee you it's gonna grow because I don't like to see this. I hate violence, bro. Because violence don't mean nothing, especially to me. I'm not a violent person. There's a certain general of the army who made a statement during the first parts of the fictional war we shouldn't have. Maybe you need to look him up. I'm not going to say the general's name nor the comment, but I'm not about violence. I don't like violence, but I have a whole lot of weapons and I know how to use them, and more than willing, and me being one of them. So violence is the last thing any of us want, the last thing any of us desire or require. But you talking real careless, and if you suicidal, which I heard you on one of your videos kind of pointed out that you felt like you had nothing. Here you have something. Here you can show and bind an area that we bound just from Kung Fu theater growing up back in the 70s. Karate theater, black belt theater, we bound that. We crossed that and made that tight. Even with my Chinese cousins. Don't get it twisted. See, you didn't know, huh? Don't get it twisted. The problem is there's a lot of y'all, man, y'all about a different game, man, and you feel safe in that department. Trust me. Stop feeling safe in a lie and start feeling safe and being grounded. Leave CW alone, man. If he said what he said, the purpose and the reason why he said it. And if you can't allocate yourself to find out why he said it, but you want to react to him about my people, well, I'm going to tell you, I'm here to protect my people. It don't matter who, whether it be the Pope, the fake crown, goddamn Charles Schwab with his punk Zionist Nazi ass, or anybody else, these fake ass politicians. I'm here to protect my people. It's enough for now. These platforms, these little youth, these little jack jokers, I'm here to protect my people. So get it fucked up some more. And any one of you Negroes running on the other side, get it twisted. You know what they say about a tornado? It catches everything in its path. All right? Be mindful and careful of how you moving, and you better learn how to mitigate, because this ain't prison. This ain't prison rules here. This ain't with some old poor ass, worthless ass, bad ass CO. This ain't with some corrupted ass fake policy enforcer. We're talking about here. This storm that's brewing is a very terrible one, and it's best to be out of that storm. All right. But don't go threatening and challenging people like as if they don't have nobody. As if it's all right that your platform is this, bro. Your platform is this, and it's about to be squashed because of the way you're moving. You're threatening. You're sitting there and want to use your people. You know what percentage of your people here besides the natives, and they're a small percentage too? Our numbers are lied upon. And you don't even want to spit there and find the truth on that. This is why I respect Kiramio Aha and a few others. They're about the truth, and they see beyond the lie. See, on this land in South America, there's two distinct people. There wasn't no mongrel of Gog, and wasn't no mongrel of Magog, and no mongrel and mongrel of Gog and Magog. So stop that bull crap. You better know your worth, son. Because we don't care. What we care about is having some harmony and peace. All our people ever sought. That's how we got betrayed, and we ended up in the position we are. From the streamline of trains that we built that had to be eradicated from history, to our great Tartarian civilization of the Republic here that rivaled Rome, and everywhere they had to blow up, to which you know nothing about. So be mindful on my soil, talking reckless about my people who are reaching out to stop the pain and suffering amongst my people, with the idiots who still want to hold themselves as a convenience in the pain and suffering of my people. Because I have no problem I got people to tell you, I had to fly back to Jersey just to knock on some doors to meet some people in the backyard and handle business, McGruff. Because that's how you move. It's like when I had to step up in Brooklyn to visit one of my boys because somebody was talking reckless, and I had to take him in the hallway and everybody on both sides, and I had to scrub the hall with him. So be mindful of who you talking to, son, and what you talking about. All that flavoring ass shit, you got it twisted. I got a homeboy that's about 300 pounds that can do a pop a backflip over your head. A native and half one of us. He's 300 pounds, about 6 foot. This cat will run, hit a round off, and he's about 48 and do a semi over you. And when he's coming down, kick you in the back of your head. No violence. I'm just letting you know. Don't let this plastic image that you become part of make you, son. So I'm tired that everybody else talking about their people. When we talk about our people, there's a problem. Nah, bro, you better stay clear. Your little minions, you better stay in them streets, convinced of the little energy they pop, the little fake energy and power they got. Stay right there. Stay right there, son. Later on, we're gonna read. I know Rondo up in here. What's going on, family? Who else up in here? Nabby, what's going on, baby girl? Mikey Hill. And y'all know what's up. You know what time it is, man. People hate the truth, but we had enough of that. If some of my people want to call themselves black, so be it. Until they learn otherwise. But we ain't gonna have no motherfucking Chinese, no Japanese, no Korean. I got a lot of homies, man. They solid. And they be the first go like this. You better slow your ass down because you did a couple little raps, nigga. You ain't all that solid. You better calm your ass down with your little minions. Thinking they all gangster and shit. Causing a motherfucking little fake ass. We don't give a fuck about no Chinese gangs and all that shit. We don't care about that, bro. Since those of us who knew that had mitigated that shit and realized that's some cornball stuff and went in different directions and honed our skills on a different level. That's what you're not in tune to. That's what you're not aware of and know of. All right? Because you got a bunch of idiots who make the millions and then they fall right back into the trap of the music industry and everything else. No, there's millions of us who ain't there. We are not there. Just because the front row seat seems to be all the idiots. Don't you forget all them back seats? See, you like to be in that front row seat, right? But you forget about all these seats back up in here. Yeah, nigga, I'm 200. I'm over 200 pounds solid. And get it fucked up. Find out the hallway, son. No violence. Let's make it about love and stop the capping. He gonna talk the way he talking because he drawing people in, and then he educate them. That's why so many back him out because they realize, damn, he been putting on a show, and he's been drawing the people. Men, you're supposed to be rational. You're not supposed to have this emotions all over the place, and it's a testament to what's been happening with the food, the water, and everything else. But the system wants nobody to talk about that because they need you toxic. So back up. Apologize to the brother and correct yourself. I'll be maleficent and carry on in that I'm a badass. I'm trying to mac blah 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 blah. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, bro. Now I'm being polite. Now this is real politicking right here. All right? Y'all have a good day. Oh yeah, share this shit.